Hello friends. Yesterday we started the chapter magnetic field due to the electric current. When a current is flowing through a conductor, around the conductor magnetic field is produced. And that magnetic field is directly proportional to the amount of current. As we change the direction of electric current, then again the direction of magnetic field changes. Okay. Now when a current through a conductor is moving in upward direction, this is the direction of current, then the magnetic field is in anti-clockwise sense. If the current is moving in downward, then the current magnetic field is produced in a clockwise sense. And yesterday we see the three important formulae, that is the electric force is given by Q into E, where E stands for electric intensity. Magnetic force that we have to discuss, that magnetic force is given by a formula I and B, that is I amount of current, L is the length of the conductor, and B is the magnetic induction. And one more formula is a QVB. Q is the quantity of charge flowing through conductor, V is the velocity through which the charge is moving, and B is the magnetic induction. Remember that the force is a vector type of quantity. So in vector form, the formula becomes L cross B, or in vector form, the formula becomes V cross B. And we discussed one more thing, that is the Lorentz force. When electric and magnetic fields, both fields are present, then on a conductor, one force is developed, and that force is nothing but it is the sum of electric force and the magnetic force. And it's directly I am writing the formula, charge taking as a common, E plus vector V plus vector V. This is the formula for the Lorentz force. Up to this part we discussed the yesterday, and today we discuss the magnetic force acting on a straight conductor, then a magnetic force acting on the arbitrary shaped conductor or any shaped conductor. What are the derivations for the magnetic force for that conductors that we have to discuss first. Okay, so remember the formula. Magnetic force is given by formula F equals to ILB sin theta, or in simply I in bracket vector L cross vector B, because force is a vector type of quantity, therefore in between L and B there is a vector product, that is a LB sin theta, if you simplify or to calculate its magnitude. Okay, so the today's article is a magnetic force on a wire carrying the current. Magnetic force on wire carrying current, and that wire is a straight wire. That is the first case. That is a straight wire, or in simply the straight conductor. How you find out the magnetic force, that we have to discuss first. To study this article, just we know the two important formulae. One is the current. The current I is given by charge coordinate time. Okay. Therefore, simply we can write Q equals to I into T. This is the very one simplest form. Okay. And one more thing, the velocity is given by velocity equals to length upon time. Therefore, time equals to L upon V. Therefore, the Q becomes, if I substitute there, the Q becomes I into T. But instead of T, we have to substitute that there. Instead of T, I L upon V. This is one more formula for the electric charge. And in this article, we are using this formula, that is the charge is given by IL upon V. Don't confuse how this formula arises. It is simply we are using the two basic formulae. Current is given by charge upon time, so charge equals to current into time. Secondly, velocity equals to total distance, that is how much length, how much amount of length that charge flows. That is L by V. So T becomes L upon V. So Q becomes I as it is, and instead of T, we have to substitute L by V. So this is one more simplest formula. Here, what is the velocity? Here the velocity is a drift velocity. In previous year, in 11th standard we discussed that drift velocity that and its order is about 10 raised to minus 3 meter per second in this way. So the charge equals to RL divided by VD is the most important thing. Now just we see there is a one straight conductor. I will show this conductor in this way, and that conductor is placed in a uniform magnetic field. The magnetic field is shown by these symbols. Okay, this is my uniform magnetic field. There is an equal spacing between all these cross signs, and it indicates the field is a uniform field. The magnetic field is uniform. Now one more thing, remember that the magnetic field is a vector type of quantity, means it having a direction and magnitude. Now the magnitude of that magnetic induction is V, and this magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of this board. Okay, this magnetic field is perpendicular to plane of the board. Now there is a one more question arises. If it is perpendicular to plane of the board, then there is a one simple question. This magnetic field coming from the board or magnetic field enters in the board. That is very important. If there is a cross sign, then its meaning is very simple. If you are an observer, then magnetic field is away from observer, means the magnetic field is entering in the board. Magnetic field is entering in the board, entering in the plane of the board, means magnetic field is exactly perpendicular to the plane of the board, means with the plane of the board, this hand is a magnetic field. It makes an angle of 90 degree, and if you are all are the observers, then the magnetic field is exactly perpendicular. So its meaning is very simple, away from observer and it is perpendicular to plane of the board. Such a magnetic field is there, and inside that magnetic field there is a one conductor. Just I will draw one conductor. This is my one conductor whose length is L, no doubt about that, and through this conductor I amount of current is flowing, means the electrons are flowing through this cross section area of the conductor, and these electrons are flowing in this way. Therefore this is the direction of current. Now the magnetic field is exactly perpendicular, current is moving exactly horizontal. Now the question arises, what is the direction of force? We have to calculate afterwards what is the amount of force, what is the quantity of force, but first we find out what is the direction of force. Okay, the magnetic field is perpendicular, is it right? Current is flowing in this direction. Now we have to calculate the direction of force, and the direction of force is simply given by the left hand rule. See here, this will be the, as per the Fleming's left hand rule, this is my force, this is my magnetic field, first finger and middle finger is the amount of current flowing through it. Now is it clear? This is in this way. This first finger indicates the magnetic field. So the magnetic field is entering here. This middle finger indicates the direction of current, and now the force is in the downward direction. Okay, the force acting in the downward direction if the magnetic field is in this way. Okay, some very tricky examples are there. In that example only the question is asked, what is the direction of force? So remember, simply remember again, this is the thumb indicates the force, first finger indicates magnetic field, middle finger indicates the amount of current. So see here, magnetic field, first finger, so that first finger is directed inwards because that is away. Then middle finger indicates amount of current, then a force is in downward direction. Okay, so it is very simple. Now one more thing, if I will erase this portion. If this is a magnetic field, now it is shown by the dotted lines. If the magnetic field is shown by this dotted or by the dots, then what is its meaning? Its meaning is very simple. This magnetic field is It is towards the observer. Magnetic field is towards the observer, and it is again perpendicular to plane of the bore. Now it is very simple. It is towards the observer, and towards the observer means the magnetic field is coming in this way. With your observer, then a magnetic field is coming towards the observer, and the current is flowing in this horizontal direction. This is I amount of current, and let this is my conductor. The current is flowing in this way. Then what will be the direction of force? Then again it will be very easy. The first finger indicates direction of magnetic field. Middle finger indicates direction of current, and the thumb indicates direction of force. Now we see, this finger indicates direction of magnetic field. Magnetic field is coming outward. So first finger is towards the observer. This middle finger shows direction of current, and thumb is in upward direction, means the force acting in the upward direction. So in this case, force is upward. In this case, the force is downward. Is it clear for everyone? Yes, yes or no? You see, as per the Fleming's rule. Okay. If the stretch thumb indicates force, first finger indicates magnetic field, and the middle finger indicates direction of current. Just simplify FBI. Now we have to calculate what is its magnitude. Firstly, we calculate the directions. If magnetic field is away from the observer, perpendicular to bore, and the current is moving in this way, that is along negative direction of x-axis, then force is downward. If the magnetic field is perpendicular to bore and towards the observer, current is moving along negative direction of x-axis, then force is in upward direction. Both the things are very clear to you. Now we have to see how you calculate the force. Force is given by, that magnetic force is given by Q in bracket vector V cross vector P. Now use this formula and we are getting the force. So Q as it is, V cross P, just this is a cross product, so I am simply write it is a VB sine of theta. But what is the Q? Just we already calculated the formula for Q. Charge equals to current into time. Then velocity equals to distance upon time. So T equals to L by V. So my instead of Q, I will write IL upon V. So it is IL upon V into VB into sine of theta. So it is very simple. Magnetic force equals to, both the terms are getting cancelled. ILV sine of theta. This is the required formula for the magnetic force. Now the question arises, when magnetic force is maximum, when length and the magnetic field both are mutually perpendicular, then it is maximum. When magnetic force becomes a zero, when length and magnetic field both are parallel or anti-parallel. If they are parallel, then theta becomes a zero, sine zero is a zero. If they are anti-parallels, theta becomes a 180 degree, sine 80 is again a zero. So magnetic force becomes a zero. And when it is a maximum, when the theta is 90 degree, means L and D are mutually perpendicular. Is it clear for everyone? And in vector form, same thing I will write it this way. I in bracket, there is a cross product between L and D. If you simplify, then its magnitude it will be I and B sine theta. So there is straight conductor is there. Then a magnetic force is acting, which is given by Fm is a magnetic force, which is given by I L cross B. And we are calculating the magnitude of magnetic force and the direction of the magnetic force. This is a very simple and very short case to study this. Okay? And L is my length vector, B is my magnetic field vector, or simply the magnetic induction vector. Now we come, if the straight conductor is given, then a force is given by F equals to I and B sine theta. Now there is a one more case, that is the arbitrary shape wire is there. So we have to discuss the second thing. Now this is my arbitrary shape wire is there. Okay, and through which the current is flowing. Now the magnetic field is exactly placed here. This magnetic field is the uniform magnetic field, and this magnetic field is again, now you can easily tell, cross means it is away from the observer. Magnetic field is away from observer, and this magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of the board. Just see very carefully, magnetic field is perpendicular to plane of the board, and that magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of the board. Secondly, the cross sign indicates that the magnetic field is moving away from the observer. Okay. Now, if the arbiter is there, then it's very difficult to mention the direction of force, because at every point the direction of force changes. So we have to select one small piece of that element. If I take a small piece of that element, then I will choose this small piece. And now we have to say that, and the current is flowing through this conductor or through this wire, means current is flowing. And this piece of a length is dl. Total length is capital L, and I am selecting the small element, that is an element of wire through which current. How much amount of current? Current I flows. Okay. Therefore, current I flowing in this way. Current I is flowing. This is a small element of the length d, and the current is flowing in this way. This is the direction of current. Okay. Now the magnetic field is given. Again, it is a mutually perpendicular. Are you getting this diagram? If not, then we see it once again. Okay. This is my conductor. Okay, through which the I amount of current is flowing. I will draw my different. This is my conductor, and through which its length, current element, its length is dl, through which I amount of current is flowing. Now first we see what is the direction of the force, because current is there, current is flowing, means electric field is there, conductor is placed in a uniform magnetic field, means magnetic field is present. If both the fields are present, electric field is present and magnetic field is present, then some quantity of force is developed on the conductor. Now again use this law. Thumb indicates force, first finger indicates magnetic field, middle finger indicates the direction of current. Through this small element, current is moving in this way. Magnetic field is away from the observer. If you all are the observer, then the magnetic field is in this way. Are you getting this? Then what will be the direction of force? The direction of force is in upward, and that force is exactly perpendicular to length. Suppose this is my length, then it makes an angle of 90 degree with the length element. So this is my direction of force. If the current is flowing in this way, the current is moving in upward direction. Okay, the field is again perpendicular. I will show one or two examples. Now see here. This is the magnetic field which is away, current is in this way, then the thumb indicates the force. It makes angle of 90 degree because all are mutually perpendicular. So the force is in this way. Are you getting this part? Now we have to calculate the magnitude of the force. Now it will be very easy to calculate the magnitude of force. Now here we have to calculate the magnitude of force. It is simply given by, because we are selecting a small element whose length is dl. If the total length is L, then the force is F. If the length is dl, then the force is very short, so it is a df. So that df, that is a magnetic force, is given by Q, V cross B. Charge, Q amount of charge, or just we have to substitute it is a ILD, that is a length, because we are taking the length. So I am taking one more formula, Q is bracket dl cross B. Why select here dl? Because I am calculating first the magnetic force for a short element whose length is a dl. So I am taking here dl cross B. If I simplify this, taking, sorry here not I, if B is there then I. Now to calculate the total magnetic force, we have to integrate this. So integrate of dfm equals to integration of all this equation dl cross B. Simple rule, the term which is constant, it will be out of integration. So magnetic force, if I calculate I in bracket dl cross b, this is my final formula I dl cross b. Now using this formula, whatever we will have, that is the total integration of dl, because here magnetic field is also constant, but there is a product with this, so we cannot take out this magnetic field. Okay, are you getting this? Or simply we can write in this way, dl cross b. In this way we can calculate the magnetic force for the arbitrary shape of this wire. Okay, this is my second case. And if the wire is closed, this is the one more sub application of this part. If the wire is closed, now see, this is very important, and most of questions are based on this part, and we can get directly the answer. We can get directly the answer of this question. Like this is the one square wire. The uniform magnetic field is there. I will show you. All sides of length L. All sides of length L. Then current is flowing in this way. This is current, and the current. Now we calculate the forces. Okay? First we calculate the force, then we calculate the magnetic. First we calculate the force. The thumb indicates the force, first finger indicates magnetic field, and this middle finger indicates the direction of current. See here, this cross sign is there, means the magnetic field is away from observer. So it is away from observer. Current is flowing in this way, and the force is acting in this upward direction. Okay, the conductor is a straight conductor, and the first force is given by ILB. Here both all are 90 degrees. Now in a second case, in this case, for the first part, the force is in upward direction. For this part, magnetic field is in this way, the current is in downward direction, and the force, see here, field, current is in downward, this will be the direction of force, Fn. Now for this part, field is in this way, field is in this way, the current is in this direction, and the force is in the downward. Now for uppermost part, magnetic field is in this way, current is in upward direction, the middle finger shows current, and the force is in this direction. If you observe for a closed loop, the forces acting on the every part, just see, on the first part force is in upward, lower part force is in downward. But these are the directions. But what about their magnitudes? If current flowing into the same, then magnetic field is uniform, and it is a square in shape, means length is also same. For square all sides are equal. So F equals to ILB. This is in upward, so we take it as a positive. This is in downward, so we take it as a negative. This is along positive, so take as a positive. This is along negative, take all the forces. These two cancel each other. These two cancel each other. So net force. How much is the net force? Net force is the 0. Okay. For a closed loop, the net force acting on that conductor is equals to 0. So in today's article, we discussed magnetic force on a wire which carries the current. If the wire is a straight wire, then magnetic force is given by I LB sin theta or ILB sin theta or I in bracket L cross B. And we are taking how you find out the direction, that we have to also see. For arbitrary shaped wire, then the force is given in this way. Just can write mention in your formula at this side. Magnetic force equals to I integration of dl. We are taking the magnitude cross B. This is the formula for arbitrary shaped wire. Magnetic force is given by. And for the circular wire, closed wire, net force is 0. Okay. Just see these examples, these three cases very carefully, and afterwards we can write the note of each application. Okay. Now we stop here. Tomorrow we discuss the torque and moving coil galvanometer and its application. Okay. Now we stop here. Bye bye.